Hey, we appreciate all of you BlazeTV subscribers. We really, really do. If you are, though, watching on YouTube, we would like it if you would just, we just like a gentle tapping here at the News and Why It Matters. Just gently tap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment. Let us know, what do you think about Trump's indictment? What do you think about what just happened today? Is this the end of our republic? Let us know what you think in the comments. And guess what? We do read them. And when I say we, I mean me. So don't say something to hurt my feelings, is all I'm saying. All right, so I want to get into this, guys. I want to get into not just your thoughts on the indictment, but I want to get into the crazy scene outside the courtroom. Let me show you first. Let's just watch Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, after he was arraigned, walking into the courtroom this afternoon. Watch.
It's very possible. We don't know how much the former president. Let's watch. Let's just watch.
President Trump, will you come speak to us, President Trump? Oh, that was just
I believe we also have a picture of him inside the courtroom. Photographers were allowed in the courtroom, but video was not allowed. So here he is. And, I know as much as the left likes to try to use this to, think that this is, he'll never get elected if we do this. I'm looking at that. Show that picture. Throw that back up. This is like, it makes me, I think, equal parts heartbroken for him and also just angry, like very angry that the left has gotten so arrogant that they have the nerve to do this to a former president over some bogus claim. Let me get your thoughts, gentlemen, on the indictment and arraignment itself.
It's Kangaroo Court.
Yeah.
It's Banana Republic. If we go down this route, we're doomed.
Yeah.
As I said to the general earlier, we have experienced all these tyrannies, right, in the last 3 years. They've seen what they can use against us. From federal government, state tyrannies, medical tyranny, corporate tyranny, judicial, educational, all these things. We're seeing the court now play this thing out. This is where it's going to get really, really dangerous for everybody, as Ken Paxton said, because they push this thing through and none of us are safe in regards to this. We've seen the meme going around with the picture of Trump saying it's, they're not after me, they're after you. And ultimately that is. We've seen the labeling of the MAGA House Republicans and the Trump Republicans, and the president himself is saying these things, is passed down to his press secretary. You're already being labeled, you're already being classified. So if they can carry this out here, then they're going to find a way to carry it out with all of us. This is about to be really, really bad.
Yeah, I agree, Blake.
I'll tell you one thing. I am standing back and standing by for President Trump, and
go.
my loyalty will never, ever be shaken. And I would like to think that this can only help him, right? I would like to think, but I don't want to fall into what I call the Great Awakening fallacy, which is something that I coined because you have all these QAnon boomers is what I'll call them, who have always said, they've said since 2016 that, one day the left is going to go too far and the country is going to wake up. They're going to have a great awakening and they're going to realize and they're going to start voting Republican. But it doesn't work out that way. It never works out that way. And I'm glad that you brought up that poll from earlier. The poll that I saw on the Daily Wire was that 70% of independents are saying that this is a politically motivated hit job, right? Which is good. You would think that's good because, okay, well, we need the independents on our side. Obviously, those are the ones who swing an election one way or the other. But then you see the percentage of people who still want this to happen, the 60% who say, oh, well, this is okay. This indictment, this is a good thing. I want Trump to be indicted. I haven't even read the indictment, but, he needs to go to jail. And I think either you or General Paxton brought up, this is not what the founders wanted. And this is true, but the left doesn't see it that way. Basically, the left's view is, well, the founders aren't here. This is our country now. And it truly is. We've ceased every institution to the radical left. They've taken over, and they're allowing this to happen. And like you said, none of us are safe now. We saw what happened with Ricky Vaughn, right? That was his name, Ricky Vaughn, the memester, the meme lord from 2016, who is now going to prison, I believe, for posting a meme about Hillary Clinton.
Yep.
It's so true. I mean, we're all under attack.
So I'm glad that you brought that up because, and I'm going to kind of steal from a tweet that I saw our friend Steve Deace tweet out, but it's so true that, you may think, as you pointed out, you read that poll and you go, wow, great, 70% of independents think this. Well, but is that enough to move the needle these days? Because we just went through a midterm where we have exposed so much radical ideology. They're trying to teach all white kids in public schools that they're racist. They're trying to groom your children. They are literally sexualizing your children. Like, they're doing all of these things that you would think, okay, that would be the line, right? Like, that's our line in the sand. We can't allow that to happen. We've got to do something else. And they still didn't do it. Yeah. So I don't mean to be like a black pill here, but it's like, if not that, and if not this, then what? And so I think that just goes back to, Chad, your initial response, which was, this kind of could be it if we don't get it in check real quick.
Let's put it in perspective. I've been coming on this program for 4.5 years.
Wow.
And I've been saying it from day one.
Yeah.
The house of cards built on like that they never stay standing. Mm-hmm. You keep building, keep stacking the cards, eventually they fall down. Especially if it's not on even ground or there's a fault line underneath it. One little shake and boom, it's going to come falling down. We have touched some nerves. Those of us from the side of conservatism and I say common sense, we've touched some nerves. We've driven them crazy. Mm-hmm. We've pushed them further.
TDS is a real thing.
To their progressive insanity. I mean, I can see certain images on the screen that the viewers can't see right now, and I'm just looking at some of these people outside.
We'll play that. Outside
Trump Tower in New York City, and I'm like, okay, are you really propping yourself up as being an honorable contributor to normal society? You're not. We know you're insane. The problem is you're not coming back from where you are, so you're trying to normalize the insanity. You're trying to look at people like me in the face and say, this is the future. No, it's really not the future, because I promise you, when it comes crumbling down, and I've said this on this show for years, when it comes crumbling down, it is going to be absolutely devastating for those who have adhered to a bad philosophy and ideology, and to the point of religious fervor. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep mocking the shit out of you. And I'm going to keep making fun of you. I'm going to keep ridiculing you. I'm going to troll you, tag you. I'm going to keep calling you out. And you can hate me. You can come after me. You can try to cancel me. Shut me up. You can't, because I'm not afraid of any beta soy boy cuck that sits in the corner of the hotel room while his wife gets railed out by some alpha. So I'm not worried about any of you little Riris on Twitter that have something to say with the makeup on your face with a Bud Light can shoved up your rear end. I'm not worried about you. Look at me. Come for this and find out. That house of cards is coming down.
So I want to I want to show, Chad, the people who you're talking to, okay, who you're saying, come for me, Riris. I'd just like to show who these people are. Savannah Hernandez, friend of the program, was outside the courthouse just kind of showing the scene. And she actually was on the pro-Trump side. They separated the protesters by side. She was on the pro-Trump side, and one of the other agitators, protesters, came over, and this was what ensued. Watch.
All right, guys, this is Savannah Hernandez on the Trump-supporting side of the Manhattan Criminal Court, and we have this woman right here. She is a Biden supporter.
White people
who keeps coming and trying to instigate violence with Trump supporters here. She keeps coming up to She keeps trying to go.
I'm so glad that they cut it off right there. You do not want to see what we just had to see in the big monitor here before.
So was she trying to be in whiteface? Was that the deal?
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
She was F white people and all this kind of stuff.
Yes. And then there was one part where she said, like, I'm black, I'm an animal. She's way too innocent looking to be doing this.
And she's a beast.
I know.
She is a 4-foot beast.
Don't let her fool you. So I want to play another clip here with, they were arguing back and forth. Do we have the clip, control room, of the flag and the woman on the flag? So let's play this exchange with this. So just to set this up, this is a flag. Those of you who are listening on audio podcast, it says Trump lies all the time. The problem is that these protesters who put that flag there put it on the pro-Trump side that police had indicated was the pro-Trump side, and it's taking up like a huge part of the sidewalk. Here's what happened next. MAGA hat wearing girl says you're on the wrong side, tries to take the flag. Look at these little fragile.
Look at this guy. Is that a guy? We don't know these days, do we?
Yeah.
Good for you. You're on the wrong side.
She says.
You're on the wrong side. You're on the wrong side. You're on the wrong side. I'm with you.
You're on the wrong side.
Burn this flag.
You should work on those roots.
That's what the hat was for, Chad.
Look at all those reporters there. Look at all those
I know,
journalists.
I know.
She's gonna get. They're gonna try and dox her real bad.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I loved that there was one part where she says, I'm from New York, B. You're on the wrong side. It's like, I'm not taking any of this. So
Not a lot of sanity on either side of the street, I'm thinking today. It's just not.
Well, okay, so as we're talking about this, to your point, I hear you. I'd like to believe that we had a lot more sanity than the other side.
Well, nobody's dressed up like, the village idiot there running around in whiteface and showing her crack of her rear end.
Yeah, I can't believe that that's like allowed on YouTube, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
A
it's
lot of
not.
bouncing going on. Yeah,
Maybe
we
it's
gotta be
not. Maybe
careful.
we're about to find out.
Yeah.
If you like that clip, there is plenty more where that came from. Click the link in the description below to subscribe to the News and Why It Matters YouTube channel to watch the full episode.